Alrighty, everybody. Episode 2. And so we left off at getting all the money, unlocking the skull cavern stuff. What do we have planned for today? I think we might do today start on our farm, because that's the reasoning why I want the skull cavern. Because with it is we can make sprinklers much more easier now compared to before. Okay, good. We're gonna take all this stuff, copper. You can remember, make them into blocks if you have a lot of them. And then just throw it into your blast furnace as a faster way, I suppose. Okay, we're just gonna go to sleep. And then we're gonna head over to the skull cavern and we're just gonna mine a bunch. So I kind of mentioned it last episode, but the idea is we sit here for a little bit and you can start seeing the mobs will start to kind of spawn. And then what you can actually do also is kind of come down here and just kind of look if there's already any mobs. And if not, you're good. Which looks like we are lucky. So we'll just mine this place out. And be sure you get glowstone or these glowberries. One of my favorite things. Because they're like just such a passive way of having it. Because you can just go up somewhere and just like place a bunch of these guys and just make money with them. And a little tip for the thing. Once you can get, some glowstone or something, you can actually place like blocks down like so. And then just mine the other way. And this block will stay here. So then in the future, you can then just run, to your cobblestone or preferably, again, the glowstone because it's easier to spot. Or you can place down a wavestone, but then it'll just get cluttered with beams like that. But you can put glowstone down and then you'll know where it is. And then that is something you will want to actually do for the future because to get down to the lower mines and constantly finding those nodes does take, or not the nodes, finding those string takes a bit of time. So be sure to do that. Okay, with this cave mostly cleared up, you can see going down another level would be pretty much death. Because look at the map, right? All these bad guys are all beneath me. So what we're going to do is we're just going to climb up this rope. We could use the escape rope, but I would recommend saving it until, you start going to the lower levels. But we're going to now book it to an area where there's no, red guys because they're all spawned in over there. We're going to go to an area where there's nothing again. Like this guy. Come down real quick. And again, no enemies. And that's what we're going to be doing over and over and over. For the top layer at least, because we're building our farm now. We're going to want to get some crops, some vegetation, some fruits, some whatever, just for the sprinklers, right? Because we're going to need a lot of copper and iron. And actually, what do we actually need for the sprinkler? 2 blocks of iron and copper. Yep, so there you go. And then a log, but the log's not too big of a deal. And once again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to climb out, get out, and then we're going to book it to another area. And then once you get, all in there, what you can do is then just throw all that stuff and then you can hold shift and then press spread and do it like that. That way, you can save more space overall. Okay, well, that's technically not supposed to happen. Though I guess I did jump up a little, so then that did change my Y level. But it's no issue. We can just hit them with our axe. It's only once you get to the lower levels do the monsters become a little bit more annoying. Alright, well that's going to be most of the cave. We're going to stop here. But as you can see, there's a little bit of a problem, right? We got some stuff on the floor. But I should really go home. That's just a little message saying that it is almost 5 a.m. So we probably should start heading our way back. Oh no, 5:50 I think, or 5:45. Something like there, it will kick you out. So you don't have exactly till 5 a.m. But we're going to go upgrade our backpack. And we're going to want to make the magnet upgrade. All right, well, going through, we'll just get this crystallarium. And if you remember, right, we put in one in here. Well, now there goes two. And we'll just take one more of them. Put them back in. Let's see. Is our lightning bolt guy ready? Still needs input. You know, it probably actually needs to be force chunked. So I'm actually going to take this guy and move him inside of our chunk here. Put him right there. That way while it's raining, it should hopefully make us a battery. And then we're going to make a little underground thing for our villagers because they are a pain in my butt. And this is ready again because, again, the 6 a.m. thing happened. And so that's why it gets processed once again. So that's why you got to be on top of it. There we go. Got another one down and another one in there. And so to make our magnet, you could just come to JEI, type in magnet. And the thing that we want for our backpack is this orange one right over here. And to make this, we just need iron, the upgrade base, and a magnet. So to make this, we will need access to the Nether, or we need access to the Skull Cavern pretty deep. But to get to the fire quartz, all we're going to need is lava. So we're going to spend some time, I think maybe going underground looking for it. Well, you know what? We are actually, I think we have enough money to get rid of all these chests and we can actually go into a proper system. Which that's what we're going to do because I have awful memory of where things are. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. And I think, let's see, which one do we need? I think it's a storage smith. So that's where that grindstone comes into play. We're going to place this guy down like so. Oh, and actually, if you do make your crafting the market, you'll get a calendar slot that tells you what season you're in and how many days are left. You can see on the top left, we're in mid-wet season, day 19. Which doesn't make sense because we're in day 9. Regardless, okay, we'll take our one villager guy. And do we have any wool? Or do any of these give me anything? Oh. Progress 5. So 5 more times, or 5 days. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to mine down 2 times behind them. Just so they can't leave. And then we'll just get them a seat in the future. There we go. And we'll need some money. Then we'll come down here and then we're going to have to buy is we're going to have to get the controller. This is going to power our whole storage system. We're going to need the crafting grid. And you know what? I think we're rich enough. We'll just buy the 64K, even though this is not actually worth it. What you do want to end up doing is a storage system with the functional storage, and then just have the external storage read it and then, you know, use that and go about that way. But we're going to just do it this way for the time being, just so we don't have to deal with it. And specifically I mean me. And then we can turn all of this into just one chest, which we'll put over here somewhere. We just placed down our controller, but I'll just do this real quick. Place my block of thing, then place the controller on top. It'll automatically get powered. Crafting grid on top. And if it lights up, it means you're good, and then we can put stuff in there. Now, the only sad thing is, remember, since it holds 64,000, that's 64,000 individual items. So for instance, these cooked salmon take up 60 spots. So do keep that in mind. But next, we're just going to then throw everything in here because we do not care for it. And the easiest thing is obviously just to break your chests and just do it like that. And if you had a magnet, that would be also a good way. A lot less lag, and then just kind of do that. Like so, and then we're going to empty up our backpacks. And then first order of business is upgrading the backpacks, actually. So we'll need to see, do we have another villager? We do not. If you want to do it individually, you can and see what each one does. But I'm just going to click this trusty button and just claim everything. And let's see, did I end up getting... Let's see, weak fertilizer. I did not mean to do that. I meant to actually see what it does. But that's still fine in here. Honestly, the watering can, though decent, because like how it's supposed to work, right, is you're supposed to come to your dirt, you're supposed to hoe it, and then you water it, and just like that, right? You just hoe it, water, water. And then you put your seeds. But the thing is, you have to water it every single day. And to me, I'd rather just skip that whole step, get the skull cavern like I showed, and never have to worry about watering them ever again. Place that down, place you down. And then this guy we require, I believe it's an iron upgrade. Because what we can do is we're going to hover over our backpacks, press U, and if we scroll all the way to the end. Oh no, we don't even need that. Just 2 gold coins and then blocks of copper around it. So 2 gold, 2 gold. And then copper. And then if we put these in here, if I hovered that, go to here, press the plus sign, it should work. Beautiful. Take these guys, throw them in there, take my backpack off, and same thing. Now you don't need 2 backpacks like me. Oh, the game just crashed. We are on backpack. Go over here, do another backpack, and then stick that in there. And then those backpacks sadly we won't be using for any time soon. And then we press U on our backpacks once again, and then you can see now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, along with a block of iron. And once again, remember, you can always just keep coming back to your frog eye and buy the fish. And I don't know why it's now 18. Was it 18? I thought it was 20. But you can see if you come over here, like we're already taken over 5%. So it's a bit expensive to use this storage system. So that is the one thing with it. That's why, again, it is probably better to do a refined storage, or not refined storage, functional storage with this. Which, funny enough, I have a video for, if you don't know how to do it. And actually, while we wait, we want to get ourselves a cork tree. Now, I think there was one right here. All the way south. So we'll go do that. Well, there's a tree that we want. Obviously, it's all the way on top of the whole world. Look at it. It's on top of this mountain. Now, you really do want to get yourself a cork tree because they are one of the best trees to log ratio. And I'll be showing you guys what you actually want to do with them. I mean, you can see right here, this tree itself, 21 chops, 62 logs. Now we got 2 saplings, that should be good. Now we head back home. But we're going to go slaughter these sheep because we're going to want some wool specifically for some more of those nice little beds. Oh no, that Mr. Froggy's sitting on. You know what? I think there's something wrong with actually where I'm living because I always feel like there's like lag, but for some reason there's nothing here. But over there, there is. I don't know what it is. Like there's visibly something here. I don't know what it is. I just got like lag spike once again. But like it could, is it the mangrove roots? Or is it the water? What is this? Dude, it's so weird. Underwater, I'm not lagging. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have the same problem as I do. Is it the mangrove swamps or is it just me? Could just be me, but like look at this, right? In the water, everything's kind of like running smooth, right? I come out of it, and I don't know. There's not a problem actually right now. I have no idea. And the seat recipe is just one wool and a slab. And the reason why I like this thing so much is because they won't move from their seat. They're gonna like live on it, which is beautiful because it works with any animal also. Now you can like do like what I'm doing right here, which I'm probably gonna stick with just because like they're a-holes for me and they will forever try to like leave. Place that down right there in the seat, and then we're gonna take the villager, shift, click him on there, and then he sits on it. Wonderful. And now we're just gonna need some iron coins. We'll just take a stack, get ourselves 32 tree things. And then you can now see the beauty of the cork tree. You place it down and you can see 18 chops, 43. But you can take another sapling next to it and place it down, and now it's 26 chops for 105. And this works with any of the trees, by the way. It's just for the tree thing per ratio, this way is just nicer. Now be careful because there is a limit. What limit it is, I'm not entirely sure. Once it goes like over 200, you're like playing the game of, are you gonna have to like chop down the whole bunch, or are you just only gonna have to chop down it, you know? So like, I think like 3 is a safe size. Like you can like do this, okay, like you're at 115, you can do, you know, another one. 169, you know, like you don't want to push it over 200 logs for it. But for 30 chops, and then we'll get that many. But what I mean by it is if you go over 200, what's end up going to happening is like, imagine all these logs disappear, right? And then you're just going to have to like keep chopping like this over and over and over. And eventually, once it kind of gets to the point where like it gets below, I think like that 200 count, whatnot, then it will like break like this. So just to be safe, stay under that 200 mark. And if you don't want to use the tree fertilizer, though it is faster, you can still just place them manually right next to each other. And as long as, you know, like the woods are touching, they will be considered one tree together. We will, however, take some more money. We'll take our cooked fish, and we're going to do that cheaty method once again, because it is wonderful for some money. Okay, that should be more than enough money whenever that comes and sells around. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our iron, wherever it may be. Take that. We're going to upgrade one of our backpacks. We needed 7. Or was it 6? I think it was 7. And that's going to be the one that we're going to be wearing. We do want to make it to gold eventually. But for the time being, that is a-okay. And now we're going to take and make some buckets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And is more than enough. And now we're going to go back underground and hopefully find ourselves a lava pool. With our 10 buckets, we're going to now head back home and we're going to make ourselves a nether portal. And we're going to make the nether portal like a bit far away because I don't want the, you know, random things crawling through to like come in here. We're going to like put it on this island way over here. What the heck? I don't know what I touched. Put 2 lava buckets like so. And then we can just take ourselves then 2 water buckets. Come up top over here. Make ourselves the unlimited water source. Build up 4 like so. And then we want to place the water right there. And then we'll just take our lava bucket and just place it. we'll just take away the water. And we're going to need one more lava bucket. Sadly, I did not make an extra one, so I'm going to have to go back down to that lava pool. Alrighty, got ourselves 8 more buckets. Now before we get going, we want to just come to our thing real quick and make ourselves a trap door. I'll just be using oak. And this takes a little bit of time. It may happen quick or it may happen slow. Honestly, it might work with something else too. I've only used just the trap doors. But you just place lava over it and then you just hope that it catches on fire. Maybe we'll just give it some time because again, the point is we want that particle to happen inside, and whenever that happens, portal will be formed. And with our newfound money, we're actually going to go ahead and buy ourselves a grappling hook. It's a beautiful thing, which I recommend everybody getting whenever you have the money for it. Blacksmith, scroll all the way down. Costs 4, but it is well worth it. And you can upgrade the hook. It can become better, but costs some Neptunium coins and a chain and an iron pickaxe, which I mean, I could actually make all this stuff, which I probably should. So, by the way, before I actually change it, just so you guys can see it, right? If I do this and go to options, controls, keybinds, and then I think it's grab, rehook. There we go. So I'm going to want that set to middle mouse button. So then that way, that's what it does. And it shoots out 16 blocks. And when it hits something, what ends up happening is it brings you to it, right? And it works, you know, always. Like it goes up and spacebar to jump off. And you can see how slow it was. But when you upgrade it to at least the iron, you can see it gives you 2 hooks now, right? And so theoretically, you doubled your range now. It's now 32 blocks. So I can hit this palm tree. And then I can hit that palm tree. Now you can see I'm like Octavius, right? In the middle. If I look over to this one and it was Shift C, it lets go of that one, right? And you can just do that. Like, oh, I didn't like that placements here. And now you can just go back to that one and that. And like now you can just climb above like trees. Now what I normally end up doing is I just jump and just shoot it out real quick afterwards. But it's also a nice thing for preventing fall damage. Especially if you get to like see the diamond one, because it shoots out really fast. But if you know you're gonna like, you know, fall a, you know, some height level, you can refire it. Oh, but just don't hit spacebar because that's what takes it out. And then shoot it down, and then you could be safe. Oh, you know what I just realized? I used the brand new pickaxe, but it's okay. But we're gonna come over here, get rid of that, and honestly just get rid of that lava. We don't need it anymore. Hopefully we get a good spawn in the Nether. Okay, let's see. Where are we? We are somewhere. Oh, we get a fortress right next to us. Very nice, very nice. Just grab some quartz. And these are the mean guys. That's why I said if we do end up getting that gold backpack, we would be fine with them. But right there is our goal. Those little crystals. And with that, we can unlock a magnet finally. Alrighty. Now then, we type in magnet, and then we're going to need this guy, and we're going to want 1 and 2. And then we're missing now that guy, which we get from the cauldron guy for a gold. So we'll need 2 of those. 1, 2. And then do we have a villager? We do not. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go to good old Pierre over here. And then we're going to buy a villager. And then we're going to want a... Was it cauldron? I'm already pulling a blank. What was it? Not that one. You. Yeah, cauldron. There it is. Place that down there. And you can go there. Then we want 2 of those. And you'll see in a second why I wanted 2 magnets. It's just because like I like separation. I like one backpack to be like my, you know, like I throw garbage in here. And then one backpack would say hold all my ores that I want automatically. So I don't have to do that. But that's just me being a little bit extra. So we'll do this. And then we'll do 1 more. And before we stop here, we do want actually the advanced versions. It does take a diamond, I know, and some redstone. But frankly, that is nothing to us at the moment in time. And we'll just go in here and then we'll just say, you know, allow. And we'll just put in the stuff like the ore. And where is that? We'll just drag that in there. And iron. Coal also. And I will upgrade this backpack 1 more time. And at the moment, I will have it block those also. Block coal. Because basically, I want this backpack that I'm holding to have all that stuff. And then the one in my back does not. So if I grab, say, some zinc then, and I just throw it out there. I press B on my backpack, it's not there, but it's in here. And that way it will work like that. And then what we'll do then in the future is, let me see, to upgrade that, I think I needed 7 of the iron guy, right? Upgrade 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to want this compacting upgrade because that way, whenever we're going to get, you know, a bunch of copper or a bunch of, you know, iron, it'll just condense into the block variant instead. And I guess in the future is going to be sooner than we thought. I forget that you can just put this in here and it will just break down into its variants. So now if we do this, we do that, we can do compacting and then do that and then beautiful. And then we stick this in here. Why is it not working? Okay, there we go. It does work. I just had to throw it. But like, do you see the point though? So then that way, if we got a bunch of copper, right? Or something, or lapis or whatnot, whenever that goes in there, it will automatically just break it into that. And we technically store way more than if we were to just buy a stack upgrade, right? Because this holds more than that. I hope that makes sense. And the reason why I'm actually doing all these villagers underneath is because normally I like to have barrels as my storage system, but these guys have a tendency of wanting to just use the barrel instead of these things that are right next to them. And so that is the reasoning behind that.